Hello and welcome to another Raggy's homebrew video. So I'm in the kitchen. Don't get me started. I'm brewing Bad Cat Imperial Red. I have brewed this before. It retails at anything up to 28 quid these days, but it's still an amazing kit. I think one of the best kits on the market. Bulldog Brews for me are absolute legends for their kits. They generally always seem to brew at a higher rate than what it says on the tin, which is for me brilliant. I've got my hydrometer, so we'll be taking a hydrometer reading. So I've just bought these today from Brew Day Supplies over in Daybook in Nottingham. If you've never done one of these kits, please read the instructions. So you get hops, you get Willamette, 25 grams of Willamette, American hop, 25 grams of Amarillo. There's something about that. And then you get bay yeast, it's Pacific Ale. There we go. And then you get basically the malt extract. There we go. And I like this. Why do I like this? Because you unscrew the top. I can't remember if you have to pull off a thing inside. Yeah, you do. You have to pull off the thing inside. I'm good at pulling off things inside. There we go. Came off relatively easy. And there's the gluten there, the liquid malt extract or whatever you call it. So here's my fermentation bucket. It's already been sterilised. I've just washed it out. So I'm going to pour it in. And there we go. Get a good squeeze. There we go. It's going to take a little bit to get it all out. Now I've already boiled the kettle once. Like I say, if you're new to this, check your instructions. There you can see it going in, slowly but surely. Don't call me Shirley. And it should brew anything between 8.5 and 8.5. I'm not adding sugar to this brew. I'm not playing around with the brew. I just want to brew it and see. Last time I brewed it was a little bit on the sweet side. I think that was me. I think the brew stopped. I bought it in the house because the shed was freezing, and yeah, that's where the issues occurred. You know, where I brew it upstairs, it's pretty much always warm. Like the rest of the house at this moment in time with this cost of living crisis. So like I say, I've already boiled the kettle. If you're unsure, put that back in there. Back in the box. Why put it back in the box? Because when you pour the hot water, obviously you need to get the rest of that malt out. So, pour it in. Use a funnel if you need to. Right, so I'm going to put a good amount in there. The rest is going to go in here. I think it's 5 litres of hot water that you put in. So I'm going to boil the kettle again. I was going to get some do an all grain brew, but with this cost of electricity, I'd rather wait until Christmas is over, all the lights are down, the cooking's over, and then do it then. The wife says to me, so just going to do it and, don't stop with your hobbies just because of this, but, So as you can see, I'm moving it around. They're really good bags. You can pour hot water straight in. Obviously I've screwed the lid back on, so get a good swish round. And as you can see, it's got the majority already off. Pour that in, just watch you don't burn yourself. You know, obviously, if it's hot, it may burn or scald you. Love the smell on brew days over at breweries. Looking forward to joining up with Lincoln Green after Christmas for a brew day. Yeah, really looking forward to that. So here's a bit of the boring part now. You just got to wait for the kettle to boil, but it's, you know, it's literally, it's dead easy brewing. You're brewing your own beer, you're saving money. You know, if you can't afford to go to the pub, if you can afford to go to the pub, please do so and support your local pubs and breweries and drink the local beer. These mega corporations, they are fleecing the market. They're not there. But if you have to homebrew or you love homebrewing, then you know it's a great way to get beer cheaper. This is going to make literally 40 pints. So 40 pints. I got this for £20.95 because it was on offer. But you can pay up to about 28 quid. So Brew Day supplies, check them out. And maybe not on a Saturday when it's steaming the night before. But yeah, you've got all the details on it. It tells you all your instructions, when to have the hops, bottling your beer, and all that. You know, kegging your beer, even if you use a keg. I wish. And there's still so much to learn. Been brewing now 17 years. I've probably been brewing more than a lot of the brewers have been brewing. Try saying that 5 times. But so what I'm going to do in a minute, I'm going to pour that one in there again, just to give it a good last minute wash through. Kettle in there, put half in again, half the amount, half the kettle full, and then once it's all in, I'm going to give it a good stir. I mean, while it's there, just doing that gets the hot water and it moving around, and might make the stirring a little bit easier. We'll be giving updates on this literally every couple of days just to see how it goes. Hopefully, you know, ferments, because obviously there's no guarantees on anything in life. You know, we've just had the car finally fixed, and it's still the gears are still a little bit dicky, and the brakes making an air noise. So another 165 quid down Swanee. But at least you can get gears, at least we can drive it now. So it's supposed to calm down after a few days, so we'll see. I'm driving it for the next week, so we shall see. Right, kettle's done. There we go. Just let it calm down a second. Right, let's pour it in there again. Try not to burn myself. Right, bit in there, rest in there. I mean, if you've got one of them hot taps, then you're laughing, because literally it cuts the brewing time down considerably. So yeah, about half a kettle full in there. That can go on. And again, just going to put the lid on here. Look at this. So there was still a little bit of stuff in there, but it's pretty much clear now, as you can see. These are great bags, I tell you. Much better than the Mangrove Jacks, where you get them blooming horrible little pouches and you've got to try and get all the extract out. I think this is the best design on the market. I love Brewing We put that on their own brand kits. Because them sachets, it was just a pain in the arse. Right, so that's in. So, just need to find my jug, which is behind this thing. And we stir it. And again, I've got to feel about this. Problem when you move the kitchen around, you can't find it. There you go. 2 litre jug, filling it with cold water. That for stirring. Wife says I'm a good stirrer, so. So you've got to keep stirring it. There's basically no resistance. The last bit of hot water should sort it out. So obviously you've got to do 23 litres. I'm going to take a hydrometer reading at the end and try and remember the hydrometer reading. You can play around with these kits, you can add sugar, other stuff in. Dextrose and things. But for this time, I'll just, stick to the intended ABV. So there's literally no resistance at all now. Yeah, nothing at all. Spoon's nice and clean, I can go in the sink. Right, fill up with water now to 23 litres, which is just there on here. For some daft reason, they didn't put the bloody 23 litres in. So, obviously I brewed enough to know where the 23 litres is. I'm no expert, but I've been doing it long enough. Some people might have to use filtered water. We're in a good water area. Our water's pretty damn spot on. Water, always better on tap. No, beer's better on tap. So, here we go, filling it up. Like I say, looking forward to this. I wish they'd bring out more of these Bulldog kits. These are done about literally 3 years ago now, and there's been nothing new for a while. The beer world's moved on. And I think big Imperial stouts, Imperial sours, they're behind the times in a lot of ways. I mean, I remember when these came out, these were like revolutionary. But we do need new kits. So we're getting there. So we're looking around about 20 odd minutes for this. Obviously there's things I've boiled the kettle once before, I even turned the camera on. And obviously once you've got your fermenter sterilised and rinsed if you have to rinse it, some people don't, some people do. Depends what sterilising stuff you use. I use Baby's steriliser because it's bloody cheap. And absolutely does the job. So it's 2 days before Christmas. There was no way I was doing this on Christmas Eve for obvious reasons. One, for too busy. Dropping chuffing cakes off. We always tend to do. Right, here we go. Now to increase the ABV you can brew short, i.e. put less in, down to 20 litres, then you lose your bit. So it's one of those in that respect. So here we are. You know, I'll show you how it's cooking so you can see, and then I'll put it back over there. So here we go. Whee, there we go. I'll get the hydrometer out before I put the yeast in. Get the hydrometer.